Welcome to ComSci 360, the ultimate virtual summit for MS in Computer Science in the UK. This two-day summit will give you a 360-degree view around everything related to MS in Computer Science in the UK, with subject knowledge experts and student mentors from top universities. Before we hear from the expert, we want to walk you through the ComSci community on the Nebula platform, a dedicated space for you to connect with other attendees and build lasting relationships with fellow computer science enthusiasts. Throughout this summit, you will interact with a number of subject knowledge experts, and if you wish to get a personalized one-on-one mentorship session or get your queries addressed, you can book a slot with them by visiting their Nebula profile. We believe that this session will enhance your learning experience and help you achieve your study abroad goals. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope you enjoy the summit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to day 2 of ComSci 360, the ultimate virtual summit for MS in Computer Science in the UK. I am Sadhana, part of the Nebula Engagement and Marketing team, and I'll be your host for the day. This talk will tell you about converting your student visa to permanent residence while staying in the UK. But before we dive into the details, let me introduce you to Nebula and how Nebula enables and empowers international study and work aspirants. At Nebula, we strive to bring about transparency, accessibility, and awareness around everything related to international study and work. We do that by connecting international students, alumni, scholars, and experts from every related field to provide you with the resources and experienced insights that you need to make informed decisions about your education and career. ComSci 360 is a summit organized by Nebula specifically for students aspiring to study MS in computer science programs in the UK. Our goal is to equip you with the knowledge and resources that you need in order to succeed in your studies and career. A general instruction for everybody that's watching is to please make sure you're in a quiet area with an undisturbed internet connection. And if you have any questions or queries in the middle of the session, please feel free to put them in the chat box and we'll be answering them at the end of the session. Now, without any further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Please welcome Supritha Konaje, an MSc in Artificial Intelligence from University of Southampton, who will be sharing her expertise on the process of converting your student visa into permanent residence while staying in the UK. So before we go all in, Supritha, we'd like to hear some more about you. So could you please walk us through your journey, your background, etc.?
Yes, sure. Um, so I've done my bachelor's from University of Mumbai, and then I've got like about 3 years of experience as a programmer and in around big data technologies. I was always curious about learning more about machine learning, growing myself and expanding like my research in that field. So that's when I decided that I wanted to do my master's, and then I applied for a few UK universities, and Southampton accepted my offer. Like I accepted the Southampton's offer, and that's where my journey of UK began, basically.
Mhm. That's nice. I'm very curious to hear more about it. So let me quickly go to the first question. Since we're discussing permanent residency, what are the main requirements for obtaining permanent residency in the UK after completing a degree program? And how do these differ from the requirements of obtaining a student visa?
So the process would be completely different. Like in case of student visa, you have the UCAS letter that is being given by the university. It's basically like the university sponsoring you that they can come here. We have offered them a position in our university, and when you apply for visa, you have to show a particular amount in your bank account, and you have to attend the visa interviews from inside India before coming here. So that is the overview of a student visa. But if you want to apply for a PR, you have to have a valid work permit. It's not from the university. It should be like an organization that is giving you work permit. It can be from the university. If you're working in the university as a professor, and if the university is ready to sponsor you for that, then definitely that is required. And you should have worked here for like at least 5 years. So that is the main criteria over here right now. And there are a few other procedures, you need to show a particular amount in your bank. You have to give few tests, like you have to give IELTS before coming here and for student visa. You have another test that is B1 level English skills,
Mhm.
and and one more test that is your day-to-day life experiences in UK. So these are a few things that you need to be like aware of before applying for a PR. So here the PR is termed as ILR, that is indefinite leave to remain.
Mhm.
It might be different in different countries, but here it is termed as ILR.
Mhm. Mhm. So, how long does it typically take to transition from a student visa to a permanent residency? And what are the different factors that can impact this timeline?
Yeah, so as I said, it you need to at least work for 5 years here, and
Mhm.
that too with a valid work permit. So people can apply for PSW, and within that time limit, they can get the sponsor like companies that can sponsor them. So that is considered your over here, like that time frame is considered as 5 years,
Mhm.
and you shouldn't be out of UK for 180 days.
Mhm.
So that is one of the main criteria. If you are out of UK for 180 days, then that could impact your decision.
Mhm. Mhm. So, can you also discuss the various, routes to permanent residency available to international students in the UK, such as, the Tier 2 work visa, Tier 1 entrepreneur visa, or the
Mhm.
innovator visa, etc. Like, what are the different types available and different routes to get there?
Yeah, so there is tier two visa that is the company sponsoring you, that they want you to work for them, and find that you are a skilled worker and that they want to use your skills over here for their company, for the growth of their company. So that's
Mhm.
what tier two visa is.
Mhm.
So definitely the company has to show that they are interested in keeping you here. So
Mhm.
the letter comes from the company, and the minimum thing is that you have to work here for 5 years. It doesn't matter that if you're working for the same company or if you're changing companies, so that doesn't matter. It's
Mhm.
just that you have to be here for 5 years,
Mhm.
and you have to show some specific amount for around like 25,000 or 26,000 pounds in your bank. So that is the minimum wage, I guess, for a skilled worker. That should be there. So that is necessity. So that is about tier two visa.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about tier one because recently I just read that it has been closed, and they have merged the innovator visa or something like that, and termed it as global talent visa.
Mhm.
So the on global talent visa, there is a criteria that it can be up to from 2 to 5 years, I guess.
Mhm.
This is very new. I just had read it once in one of the articles. So
Mhm.
2 to 5 years, and it depends, I guess, how much your business has grown, how much it has benefited the UK government or the nationality in UK. So
Mhm.
it depends on that how much gross revenue you have shown for the UK government. So that
Mhm.
is one of the things for the global talent visa, and the rest process is like just similar to what the tier two visa.
Mhm. Mhm. Great. So, can you also share, some tips and strategies for, preparing for the transition, such as building a network or, any other tips you can give?
Yeah, just don't be like after like even if you haven't got any sponsorship just after you have graduated,
Mhm.
it's okay. Like you have 2 more years, you can find a company that can sponsor you.
Mhm.
So just keep in mind that after 2 years, there is a deadline. If you don't get a company, you have to go back to your home country. So just make sure that before you complete your 2 years on your graduate visa,
Mhm.
you get a company that is ready to sponsor you. Also,
Mhm.
keep your records clean, so there
Mhm.
shouldn't be any criminal records, or even if it is there, you just have to verify, state it that why it was there, and what happened, and what you're doing to improve that.
Mhm.
So that is one of the things, and follow all the moral conducts of UK lifestyle that you
Mhm.
learn eventually when you come for your masters, and you when you stay you learn the different cultures, and how to stay with them, how to behave. So
Mhm.
everything is checked over here, your background, everything is checked. So just behave for the 5 years, and then I don't think so like you can be on your own. And
Mhm.
Yeah, and the English test is similar to IELTS. I guess it's B1 level.
Mhm.
And if you're coming to UK, definitely. And for your masters, then I guess it wouldn't be a problem for you to pass it. It is quite simple, like IELTS. And
Mhm.
the other exam is knowledge of life in UK. So knowledge of life in UK is when you are staying here for 1 year, definitely, I guess you will be able to pass it. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah. And now that we were discussing about, the culture and everything, maybe a little astray from today's topic, but do you want to share certain things that acted as a, big cultural shock to you when you moved there?
So, like the constant saying of sorry or thank you for every minor thing that you do, that was a
Mhm,
big cultural shock for me. Like back in India, people didn't care. Like they were so busy in
mhm,
their life that they just move
mhm,
on. If even if you like by mistake you hurt someone when you're walking, they will care. They're like, huh, okay, fine. But here it's not like that. If you by mistakenly hurt them or just have a bit little push, you just stop there, say sorry,
mhm,
respect the elders, um, respect your neighbors if they are saying that to lower your volume, just respect it because they also have their own uh, timings and everything. And yes, their mental health is really important over here. So if a
mhm,
person is having a badge, the NHS provides you with a badge that identifies that the person physically it is not visible but internally it is there,
mhm,
so that is very important that you respect them, just don't mock them because they can be a police complaint and then you would be in major trouble for that because they really take this seriously over here. And if you find some old people over here and they won't ask for help, I have literally seen that like they won't ask for help and like I will manage, but
mhm,
offer them, they will be very happy because there are many old people who are really alone over here and
mhm,
their children have moved to
mhm,
different countries. So if you're free and if you're willing to just go ask them if they need your help. So those are
mhm,
the small things that you can do, I guess.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's true. We spoke about having to have worked there for 5 years, but again, how important is it to have a job offer or an employment scholarship, for the next few years in order to obtain a permanent residency, and what are the other factors that are considered during the application process?
Yeah, so as I said, like as soon as you finish your masters, there is a possibility that you won't get a job immediately. Like,
Mhm,
or the company that is giving you a job, offering you a job, is not ready to give you sponsorship. There are many companies over here, like the government-funded companies or the startups. They are not ready to because they don't have the license to give you sponsorship.
mhm,
So within the time, like within the years, maybe they might have that license. They have to acquire from the government that we are willing to sponsor this person. But I guess there is some revenue that the company also has to show before they
mhm,
sponsor a particular person.
mhm,
So it is possible that you are on graduate visa, like you have PSW, post work study visa, for that is valid for 2 years. Uh, I guess till this year it has been the same rules. I'm not sure about next year what would be the changes for the graduate visa. But
mhm,
since I am right now familiar with that, I would be telling you that. So if your graduate visa is valid for 2 years, so within that 2 years, either you can search for a company that is ready to sponsor you, or the company that you're currently working in, just ask
mhm,
them how much time would it take for them to sponsor you. Because without that, I don't think so. You can stay in UK for more than 2 years. If you don't get a company that is not ready to sponsor you, I guess you have to come back to India and go back to India. So just make sure to find a company that is ready to sponsor you, and it should be like it doesn't matter if it is from the bank or the big fours.
mhm,
It's just that the company is ready to sponsor you and they want to keep you in the company. Just make your position safe in that company. It's not that as soon as you finish your 2 years, the company might see that, okay, we don't need them. We can just say that you can change the company. So it shouldn't be that case. So these are the few things that you should keep.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Thanks for touching on those. Moving on to the next question. Can you discuss any financial considerations that international students should keep in mind when planning a transition, such as the cost of living or the financial requirements for different specific types of visa categories?
Yeah, so when applying for PSW, that I don't think so. There is anything that you need to show. It's just that the government should get an email from your university that this and this person has completed their their course and they're valid to apply for the post study graduate visa. So for the sponsorship, if the company is sponsoring you, they need a letter from the company
Mhm,
and okay, yeah, there is an amount that you need to show in your bank account. That would be like around 25,000 or 26,000 pounds.
mhm,
So for till the time, like from the time you apply for the visa till you get your visa, you need to keep that amount in your bank statement, and it shouldn't go. It shouldn't be liquid that you're going. It's like just one bank account.
mhm,
So have that savings, and apart from that you need to there is no restriction that you're living in London or outside London, because
mhm,
when you apply for student visa there is a criteria. If you're living in London you have to show this much. If you're living outside London you have to show this much amount in your bank. There is no criteria such when applying for ILR over here.
mhm,
So I think so that and yeah, cost of living, it is changing drastically because of the recession and the other shortages and strikes going on in UK. So just be prepared for that. Like when you start earning, I think so everybody has to save. So
mhm,
just save from the initial bit itself. When you land in UK, just don't splurge looking at like, oh, this fine, this is nice. Don't do that. It is
mhm,
very tempting. I understand that, but don't do that. So save for the future because you never know what will
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, we're not really taught about anything other than earning and saving all through our educational lives, at least back in India. It's always
happen.
like finish your education, get a job, and save. But
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
teaches you how you
How
save,
to
how you
save?
invest,
Yeah,
what you invest in. So I
yeah.
think
True.
those become extremely important.
Yeah,
So, I'm
yeah.
really glad you touched on that point.
Yeah, the
So.
main thing that you can do is to save is just to open
Mhm.
two bank accounts. One, you just keep your you can treat yourself from one bank account. The other bank account you won't touch it. So
Yeah,
like don't carry that card anywhere. Don't remember the pin of that card. It's just there to keep your money.
yeah,
That's it. So one
yeah.
thing is that you can do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to make up your mind. Like
Yeah,
you gotta be strong with your decision.
yeah.
Then only you can do that. Otherwise, it's very easy to first save and then a half month, 20 days of the month are over, and you're short of money, and you're like, "हाँ वहाँ तो है ना वैसे भी कुछ."
Yeah, I will take it from there.
Yeah,
That urge to control you need to learn over here. When you come here, I guess automatically everybody learns that. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. I think it gets you don't have a choice after the point.
yeah. You don't have a choice. It's not that you will be always funded with your parents. Like your parents will like, "Arey, like now how much?
Yeah,
Control, please."
exactly.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next question, how does the process of obtaining permanent residency in the UK compare to similar processes in other countries? And what are some unique challenges or advantages of the UK system?
So I'm just familiar with the US system. So
Mhm,
that too with the marks from my friends. Like I
mhm,
haven't gone through the process,
mhm,
but I guess they have to. They also have a similar kind of process. They have the OPT visa when after they finish their masters or their bachelors. So after the OPT visa, I guess there's a lottery system which is not there in UK. That is very nice. That in UK the lottery system is not there so far. I'm hoping that they don't reduce it in the future. But in UK, uh, I guess you're on mute again.
Yeah, I mean, what exactly is that system here?
Yeah, so the lottery system is, I guess after OPT, there is H-1B visa where the company tells the government that we want to have this person over here. They are skilled workers, but uh, it is said to the public that it's a lottery system.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to fill a form every year in the when the financial year starts in the month of March, and then you have to submit your form. And
Mm-hmm.
in that month itself, I guess your results are out, and out of I'm not sure about the ratio, but out of 100, I guess only few people get the H-1B visa, and who don't get, they have, I guess, 3 more years to apply. And
Mm-hmm.
in those 3 years, if they don't get, I guess they have to go back to other countries, or go back to their hometown. Basically, people prefer to go to Canada or UK, come to UK, because on that visa it is easier to get the visa of these countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you get the H-1B visa after, I guess, 3 to 5 years, you can apply for a green card over there. So that is a completely different process that I'm not aware of. So yeah. So UK steps are kind of like similar, but there is no lottery system. So it is easier. The steps are easier. There is no overhead that, oh my God, what if my visa gets rejected? There are agencies, there are companies, consultants who are ready to guide you, who are ready to appeal for your case. And it is very pretty straightforward. It's very straightforward. You are on student visa, you get either PSW or get sponsored by the company, stay here for 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
show a particular amount, give few tests, and then you get the PR for UK. So the steps are really simple over here.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that we're discussing how exactly it goes, we can also probably touch on, any common mistakes or misconception that international students may have when transitioning from a student visa to a permanent residency, and how can these be avoided?
So I don't know, I'm not aware of about the misconceptions, but yeah, one thing I would say that getting a PR in UK is kind of easier than getting in any other country.
Mm-hmm.
So avoid making mistakes in the form. That's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you make a mistake and you submit the form, I guess there is a pretty huge sum that you have to pay to correct it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's of no use, because you're already paying to um, submit the form. Like that costs around like £2,000, £2,400, I guess. And on top of that, if you have to again give the same amount, because it's kind of like submitting a new form altogether, so that doesn't make sense. So just make sure, sit with a pretty clear mind, and fill the form properly. And don't have any records in the registry, like the criminal offenses. If you have any, just justify them, that if why it's done, why it was done, and how you have rectified it. Don't give any false information while you fill the form, because the UK government is very smart, and they can deport you immediately if they find something is wrong. So I guess these are the few things that you should keep in mind before filling the form. I guess it's for any before filling any kind of form.
Mm-hmm. So, apart from probably mistakes in the form, are there any other factors which would lead to, revoking the visa?
Um, Other factors I would say, uh, just keep your job stable. That's what I would say. Like once you get, after you finish 5 years, immediately apply for PR if you are willing to apply for that. So keep your job stable within that time frame, and after you get your PR, it's fine that if you are on your own, like you can start your own company, you can study, you can jump from other companies. You don't need to say the company that you need to provide me sponsorship, I have the visa, because that is unlimited. There is no expiry for that visa. So I don't think so there's any other thing that right now nothing is coming up.
And also, how important is it to work with a, visa or immigration specialist when you're applying for a PR in the UK? And what are some, if it's important, what are the factors to consider when choosing a professional to work with?
So Before like applying for anything, UK government websites are really nice. It is for a common man. So government.co.uk website. So
Mm-hmm.
if you search anything over there, if you want to apply for PR, if you want to apply for PSW, they have the procedure how to apply, how much it will cost, what are the documents you need to show, like everything is laid out in that website. So and they are up to date. It's not that they have passed a bill yesterday and it's not there on the website. It will be there on the website. The first thing that they change is the website. So before going to any consultancy or immigrant specialist, just go through that website. If you don't understand that, then definitely you should contact an immigration specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So in that website itself, I guess, yeah, you'll get few numbers for the immigration specialist. They help you with the minute errors that you do, like while filling the form. If there is some mistake in that,
Mm-hmm.
definitely they will help you with that. So and as I said, that doing a minor change, if a person that is internally sitting inside the immigration so he can do it for you. So yeah, obviously you're paying him, but he can avoid that extra surcharges that is applicable.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of the things. And there are very many people who have very weak English. So one thing that uh, in India it's not like that, that if you don't know English you don't get to enter the corporate. But here it's the first language. The first priority that they see is you need to speak English. If you don't, even at the immigration, if you don't, if they find you not speaking English properly, I guess that is a very big no for them, and they can take your visa and passport immediately, and there will be a court case on that. So if you have a weak English, they can help you prepare for it. If there is any new question added to the immigration screening, so they can help you prepare for that. So these are a few things that they help with. And yeah, if you have any queries, like if you want to bring your dependents, if you want to bring your family here, if like anything confidential that you don't want the immigrant like a visa people to know, I guess they can help you with that. Also, like in future, like if after you apply and your visa gets rejected for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
so in most cases they don't give you a reason, so they can help you with that. They can help you appeal the case again. So these are the few things that the consultants do over here. There are many other things that that isn't like um, well said, but when you tell them your query, maybe they can help you with that. And all these consultants are available on the government website itself.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, when you go for a third party consultant, just make sure that they're not scamsters, they have valid Google reviews. Just
Mm-hmm.
ask few of your friends who have already applied for PR, so they might have contacts. So these are the few things that you need to keep in mind before like consulting any immigration specialist. Just don't get scammed. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, what are some, potential benefits of obtaining a PR in the UK? Both in terms of professional and personal opportunities.
Um, Professional opportunities is that you don't need a company sponsoring you continuously now.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to search for a company that is sponsoring you. Maybe you have an interest in growing some organization in the government, and usually if you want to go work for the government requires you to have a valid visa that is doesn't expire. So you can work for the government over here, then defense, like anything. So and if you want to study, you don't need a student visa again or the sponsorship letter from the university, and your fees is also reduced, I guess. So so these are a few of like a few benefits professionally and student wise. And personally, I guess you have a lot of benefit from healthcare. You don't have to pay the national insurance amount. Then you are eligible for pensions after the age of 60. That is, I guess, in every country, but you have special benefits over here. They have various schemes for old people and pensions. And there are many social benefits that are listed in the government site itself.
Mm-hmm.
So One thing you have to keep in mind is don't spend more than 2 years out of UK in that
Mhm.
visa, because then that could be a red flag for the immigration specialist when you enter the UK borders. They might ask you why were you away from UK for 2 years. So just don't do that, because it can be an issue like when you enter the UK borders at that time. So also, after you get your PR, you can apply for British citizenship if you want to give up your Indian passport. But if you
Mhm.
are on PR, you can keep your Indian passport as well as be a citizen of, like a permanent resident of UK.
Yeah. I mean, I was coming to that too. So, what are the privileges that that you could get if you apply for a citizenship, and how long do you have to wait after getting a PR to apply for citizenship? It's typically 1 year, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like, what's the process? What's the procedure?
yeah. So, to apply for citizenship, I guess you can apply after 12 months,
Mhm.
and it's only if you have ILR. If you don't have ILR, you can't apply for British citizenship. So you can bring your family to UK without any, like, you don't need to show the government that you have this dependency. You have to wait for a few more months. No, nothing like that. You can
Mhm.
straight away bring your family, that showing that they are my dependent. I want to bring them here. The visa is given immediately to them. Your like if you're planning for your future, and if you want your children to have a British citizen, they automatically become a British citizen. And
Mhm.
you have many housing benefits, like the government here helps people to buy their first home. So there are a lot of benefits. It's not only for British citizens. If even at this stage, if I want to buy a house, I just have to show a minimum amount in my bank, and then the government will help me. It's just like EMIs over here. And
Mhm.
definitely healthcare, like a lot of things covers in the healthcare, like when you're here on paying so much, and you see that very few things are included in this. But
Mhm.
I guess mostly your most of the health insurance, like health problems, are covered by the UK government. And for the fees and all, if you want to study, you are eligible for the fees that the people over here pay. That is half of what we pay when we come as an international student.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, those are cool. So I think Shruti, we've covered most of the questions or most of the topics around permanent residency. Now I think we can move on to the questions that the audience may have for us. So I'll just read out the question to you. You can add your insights on the same. Our first question is, can you discuss any changes or updates to the UK immigration policies or regulations that may have, that may have an impact on the process of transitioning in the coming years?
As of now, that they have petitioned in the government, I don't think so. It has been approved. It is under talks, but uh, just keep a sight on the news websites, I would say, because right now too much is on the plate, I guess, for the government, because there are a lot of strikes going on over here.
Mhm.
And I don't think so they would change immediately. It might take like 2 to 3 years. And once you come here, I guess you'll be up to date with the news that is going on while you transition from your student to ILR, or your normal visa to ILR.
Mhm. Mhm. We have another question which says, how much does it cost to get a PR in the UK?
I guess it would cost around 2,400 or 2,500 pounds. So that is the processing fee, I guess, for the visa, for the other things. There is the breakdown is definitely given in the UK government website. But
Mhm.
when I saw last, it was 2,400, I guess. So I'm not
Mhm.
sure about the current amount, but that amount you can get it in the UK website. The exact amount you can get it from the UK website, government website.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, great, great. I think we have a few more questions, but we have mostly covered all those. Like one
Okay.
of these questions say, what do you think are the most important trends or developments in the field of UK immigration law? So we just discussed that. Other than that, there's a question which says, can you share any examples of international students who have successfully transitioned to get a permanent residency, and what strategies did they use to achieve this goal? I think this also is pretty much covered, but you can just add if you have anything more to add to the one, the topics you've already spoken about.
Mhm. There is no strategies. I feel like what is like to apply for an ILR, it is pretty straightforward. There is nothing like you have to be prepared for these things. You have to prepare like for 5 years. No, nothing. It's just that have a job, have a stable job. That's it. 5 years, just be sincere in this country, because definitely for that 5 years, it is not your country. You are staying in that country. So the country's border police has the authority to send you back if you create an offense that is very bad for the country or bad for the image of the country. So just behave yourself for those 5 years. That's all I can say. Just don't be on any criminal records. Even if you are, just clear yourself why, what, and how to just go away from that. And the process is pretty simple, I can say, because there is no complications. There's literally no complications. You just have to pass two exams. That is pretty simple, and you can get the example like questions from the internet. It is available everywhere. So yes, there are few people, few of my friends who have got ILR. Actually, they have converted their Indian passport to British passport. So I have asked them. It's pretty simple. There is no stress on that. You just have to be clean within that 5 years. That's it.
So, Suprita, what happens if you obtain a PR, but after that you probably lose your job and you're not able to find another job for a long time?
So, like after you obtain your PR, there is no restriction, I guess, that you should be you know, having a job from a company. Like you can do odd jobs, you can do part-time jobs. So you are on your own, I can say. Like after you get your ILR, you are on your own. The government, you can petition for the government, I guess, so that
So,
you are
I'm so sorry to
unemployed.
interrupt.
Mhm.
When it comes to ILR, what's the exact process followed?
Uh, for applying,
ILR, yeah,
for applying,
yeah,
applying for the ILR visa. Are you?
yeah. I mean to say, when it comes to obtaining an ILR, am I
Yeah,
audible?
so yeah. So for obtaining an ILR, it's the same process. Like ILR is the term used for PR over here.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. Okay, sorry, I didn't mention that, I guess, before. ILR means indefinite leave to remain. So once you get your BRP on student visa, there is IRL, I guess, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets converted to ILR.
Mm-hmm.
So ILR is the term referred as PR over here. So once you get an ILR, you are on your own. So the government, if you have any issues with finding jobs, the government will help you with that. And obviously, to sustain in UK, you need to work. It is not that you sit unemployed at home. You have to work. Like you can do pretty odd jobs over here. There are plenty available, plenty of agencies available that help you give these jobs. So yeah, so there are many things, and once you come here, I guess you'll get to know a lot of things from the people who are working already here.
So, I mean, we spoke about maintaining a clean record for the 5 years before you get your ILR. So, what happens after you obtain a PR? Somebody has committed an offense. Can it be?
They are so they are not responsible to the Indian government. Then they are responsible for the UK government. It's a responsibility of the UK government, and it depends upon the offense that you have committed. Either you'll be jailed or you'll be sent into some remand homes, or you can they'll send you for services to clean yourself. But it's up to the UK government. They have to follow the law according to the UK government. They can't deport you. That's for sure. But yeah, if the offense is really big and if the Indian government is involved in that, then definitely there can be some like it would be the matter of the embassies, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we've pretty much covered everything around the you know entire process of obtaining the PR and what happens if in different scenarios when you don't or do have a PR. So before we kind of wrap up, do you have any closing statements or like niche tips and tricks to give to our audience?
Just don't think about PR right now. Come here, do your masters, enjoy your 1 year over here, and then
Mhm.
apply for jobs. Just keep in mind that when you come here, keep your resumes ready. Just start applying, know the process, how it is. Like, start talking to people, connecting to people, keep your professors in close contact. And then
Mhm.
once you get a job, just start worrying about the PR. That's all I can
Mhm.
say.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
enjoy your time in UK.
Mhm. Yeah. So once again, Supritha, thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning on a Sunday morning and sharing such amazing insights with our audience. And I'm pretty sure everybody that attended the session today have got so much to learn and so much to take back home. So I really, really enjoyed hosting this session with you, and in fact, I learned a lot too. So it was very lovely having you. So thank you so much again for making time to join the session with us. And all the audience, thank you so much for being such an amazing audience. And I think we've also finally come to the end of this 2 day summit. At 4 p.m., we are going to have a closing email address. And please make sure that you all join that. There are going to be some super interesting things we're going to be speaking about. Our CEO is going to be joining us. So do not forget to join the keynote address at 4 p.m. And I would also like to remind you that if you need deeper insights or if you need one on one guidance or a personalized guidance or mentoring session, connect with Supritha on Nebula. You can always send your queries to her. You can connect with me if you need help with connecting yourself with the right mentors. So please navigate through the platform, and I'm sure there's so much kept right in the platter for you. So I'm going to see you all in the keynote address at 4 p.m. And thank you so much for joining again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. It was nice sharing my insights to you all.
It
Have a
was
good
really
day.
nice talking to you too. Thank you.
Bye bye.